But the Diesel brothers say their business was targeted, and this case actually had little to do.
When the Diesel brothers first roared onto our screens, they weren't just fixing trucks, they were building legends on wheels. Heavy D, Diesel Dave, Muscle, and Redbeard each brought their own spark to the garage, turning wrenches and wild ideas into pure horsepower magic. Their massive builds, wild stunts, and over-the-top personalities made them household names in no time. But as every engine eventually cools, fame too can lose its fire. So what really happened when the cameras stopped rolling? Where are the Diesel brothers today? And how have their lives shifted since the spotlight faded? Stay tuned. The story is just getting started. Heavy D. When people talk about the Diesel brothers, one name always seems to rise above the rest. Heavy D, born Dave Sparks. He's the genius mind behind some of the wildest and most jaw-dropping diesel builds ever seen on TV. To the casual viewer, the Diesel brothers might look like a bunch of energetic mechanics having fun in their garage, laughing, joking, and breaking records with their outrageous stunts. But behind the noise, Heavy D was the quiet force, the planner, the visionary, the man who saw beyond the grease and gears. So, who really is Heavy D, and how did he become the business brain of the entire operation? Long before fame ever found him, Dave Sparks was already knee-deep in machines, teaching himself how engines worked and figuring out how to make them stronger, faster, and louder. While most teens spent their evenings hanging out with friends, Heavy D was in the shop welding, fabricating, and imagining vehicles that looked like they belonged in action movies. You know that one person who seems born to build things? That was Heavy D from day one. Off camera, his life paints a very different picture, one of family, love, and balance. He married Ashley Sparks in August 2010, and together they've built a strong family foundation. Behind the camera flashes and roaring engines, he's also a devoted husband and father who values peace, loyalty, and stability. It's easy to forget that the same man jumping monster trucks and pulling off daredevil stunts on television also spends quiet evenings at home with his wife and kids. Doesn't it make you wonder how someone can live at full throttle on screen and still be such a grounded family man at heart? Within the show, Heavy D's role was crystal clear. He was the big thinker, the dreamer, the one who turned impossible into let's build it. His ideas gave birth to some of the most legendary custom builds, from trucks that could float to machines that tore through terrains no vehicle should survive. One project fans still talk about to this day is the Bro-Dozer, the colossal diesel monster truck that ended up in Monster Jam. Who else could imagine turning a diesel truck into an entertainment icon that captured the world's attention? Only Heavy D. But his genius didn't stop with mechanics. Heavy D also understood business like few others. He transformed diesel cellars into more than a workshop. It became a brand, a lifestyle, and a business model that blended entertainment, marketing, and merchandise. He knew how to sell an idea, how to hype up a giveaway, and how to make the audience feel like part of the crew. When the Diesel brothers started giving away their custom-built trucks to fans, that wasn't just a fun stunt, it was Heavy D's brilliant marketing strategy. It kept the viewers excited, the brand alive, and the fan base loyal. After all, who wouldn't want to win one of those one-of-a-kind diesel beasts? Of course, leading such a massive project came with bumps in the road. At one point, Heavy D and his team faced serious legal trouble over alleged violations of the Clean Air Act. The Environmental Protection Agency claimed that diesel sellers modified trucks in ways that didn't meet emission standards. Instead of backing down, Heavy D took it head-on. He addressed the controversy publicly, stood by his crew, and faced the storm with confidence. It was a defining moment, proof that behind the smiles and jokes was a man of grit, loyalty, and leadership. Without him steering the ship, it's hard to imagine the Diesel brothers making it through those rough waters. Truthfully, Heavy D was more than just a face on the show. He was the backbone, the strategist, the innovator, the dreamer who dared to turn wrenches into wonders. Without him, there might never have been a Diesel Brothers legacy. No brodozer, and no massive fan movement that believes anything is possible with courage and creativity. In recent years, Heavy D hasn't slowed down one bit. After the Diesel Brothers era, he took charge of the canceled Nikola Badger project, planning to bring new innovations in trucks, electric vehicles, and even watercraft through his brand, EMBR Motors. Though legal complications with Nikola later followed, his determination never wavered. And beyond the spotlight, Heavy D has used his fame for good. From leading rescue operations to launching community initiatives that prove his heart is as big as his dreams. Heavy D's story isn't just about building trucks, it's about building legacies. One diesel engine, one dream, and one bold step at a time. Diesel Dave. Every great crew needs a face. Someone who can walk into a room and instantly light it up. Someone who can talk to anyone and make them feel like family. For the Diesel Brothers, that person has always been Diesel Dave. His real name is Dave Kiley, but fans around the world know him as the smiling, bearded showman who brings warmth, wit, and laughter to every episode. While Heavy D might be the brain behind those outrageous diesel builds, Diesel Dave is the heartbeat, the energy that keeps the entire show alive. So who really is this man? And how did he become the soul of the Diesel Brothers team? From day one, Diesel Dave had a natural gift for connecting with people. While Heavy D focused on engines, tools, and technical details, Diesel Dave focused on people, stories, and the fun that came with it. He's that guy who can walk into a crowded shop and instantly get everyone laughing. His humor is effortless, his charm genuine, and his storytelling so smooth that even a long night of hard work feels like a party. He doesn't just entertain. He makes people feel like they belong. In many ways, Diesel Dave was the perfect counterbalance to Heavy D's intensity. Heavy D dreamed big, pushed boundaries, and demanded perfection, while Diesel Dave reminded everyone to enjoy the moment. He was the voice of ease in the chaos, the laughter in the middle of long builds. And let's face it, every team needs someone who knows how to lighten the mood when things get too serious. Outside the shop, Diesel Dave's personal life adds another layer to his charm. He's married to his wife, Susan, and together they're raising children who are the center of his world. Fans often see glimpses of his family life, moments filled with love, laughter, and gratitude. Behind the roaring trucks and crazy stunts, there's a man who takes pride in being a husband and a father first. It's refreshing, isn't it? Seeing someone who can chase fame and success, yet still stay grounded in family values. Diesel Dave has shown time and again that fame doesn't have to replace what truly matters. On screen, Diesel Dave gave fans some of the show's most iconic and hilarious moments. While Heavy D tackled the impossible builds, Diesel Dave turned those challenges into stories worth remembering. Whether it was through pranks, playful banter, or comedic timing, he made the show feel real, human, and full of joy. When things went wrong in the garage, and they often did, he had a way of laughing it off and turning frustration into fun. And that's one of his greatest gifts, finding light even in the toughest situations. Have you ever faced a challenge and thought about smiling through it instead of stressing out? That's Diesel Dave in a nutshell. One of his biggest strengths was how deeply he connected with the fans. From live events to social media, Diesel Dave made sure every supporter felt seen. He wasn't just part of a TV show, he built a community. When the Diesel Brothers launched their truck giveaways, it was Diesel Dave who brought the excitement to life. His big grin and booming enthusiasm made those moments unforgettable. But what's even more fascinating is how it all started. Heavy D and Diesel Dave actually met at a church event years ago. That single meeting changed everything. Heavy D saw in him the personality his team needed, and Diesel Dave saw in Heavy D the kind of visionary who could help him dream bigger. Their friendship turned into a partnership, one that would eventually spark the Diesel brothers' empire. Sometimes life-changing stories begin in the most unexpected places, don't they? Fans often describe Diesel Dave as the most relatable member of the group. You don't need to understand engines or mechanics to connect with him. His laughter, kindness, and honesty bridge that gap. If Heavy D is the engine that powers the team, then Diesel Dave is the spark that keeps it roaring. As the show's fame grew, so did Diesel Dave's presence beyond television. He became the public face of the brand, appearing on talk shows, in interviews, and at fan conventions. His humor always came with a message: be real, stay humble, and never forget where you came from. That's what makes him so magnetic, his ability to inspire without even trying. What truly stands out is that Diesel Dave never tries to steal attention. He doesn't force the spotlight. It just finds him naturally. Whether he's cracking jokes during a stressful build, sharing an emotional story about his kids, or surprising a lucky fan with a custom truck, he does it all with authenticity. That's real charisma, not about being loud, but about making people feel good. At the end of the day, Diesel Dave was more than just a TV personality. He was the laughter in the garage, the warmth on the screen, and the voice that connected millions of fans to the heart of the Diesel brothers. Without him, the trucks might still roll out of the shop, but would they have that same spirit, that same humor, that same heart? Probably not. Diesel Dave brought life into the machines, and that's what made him unforgettable. In recent years, Diesel Dave has taken that same energy online, becoming the leading face of the Diesel Sellers YouTube channel. The channel now has over 150,000 subscribers and more than 23 million views. A community he's helped build with his humor, creativity, and positivity. Fans can now see him even more closely, laughing, sharing stories, and reminding everyone why he'll always be the charismatic heart of the Diesel brothers family. Now the question is, who was Muscle, and what powerful quality did he bring to this unstoppable crew? The Muscle, Keaton Hoskins. Keaton Hoskins, better known to millions as the Muscle, was born on the 5th of September 1986 in the quiet town of Kaysville, Utah. From the very beginning, his life was marked by lessons that would shape not just his career, but his entire character. Growing up as the eldest child meant he carried a weight of responsibility early on. He learned quickly that leadership wasn't about words, it was about setting an example. When his father passed away in 2008, it was a devastating loss that left a lasting impact on his heart. His mother, Bernice, became the rock of the family, holding everything together with faith and strength. Keaton often talks about how much of his drive came from watching her resilience. That foundation helped him grow into a man who values loyalty, compassion, and hard work above all else. Football became his first real stage for channeling that inner fire. At Davis High School, he played with an unmatched intensity that earned him his nickname long before television did. The Muscle wasn't just a title, it was who he was. Strong in body, but even stronger in willpower. While many teens were busy chasing trends or weekend parties, Keaton found joy in something else: engines. He loved pulling them apart, figuring out how they worked, and imagining ways to push them past their limits. It was that rare mix of strength and creativity that made him stand out. Have you ever met someone who seems built for both muscle and mind? That was Keaton long before anyone called him a TV star. When Diesel Brothers launched in 2016, Keaton joined the team not just as the tough guy, but as a pillar of reliability. From day one, he proved he could handle any role, whether it was building, lifting, or problem-solving. He became known as the parts expert, the one who could hunt down rare components that kept impossible builds alive. His nickname might have screamed strength, but his energy carried something deeper. Whenever tension filled the workshop, the muscle was there to break it with a joke, a smile, or just his upbeat presence. That's what made him special. He brought fun even to the hardest nights. He had the kind of spirit that could lift engines and people at the same time. Family has always been at the heart of Keaton's story. In December 2020, during the holiday season, he pulled off a proposal that fans still remember. He surprised his longtime partner, Maddie May, with a playful gift box that hinted at another spouse, only for her to open it and find him kneeling with a ring. It was funny, heartfelt, and full of love, just like him. The two married soon after, starting a chapter built on laughter and trust. Their love grew even stronger when they welcomed their daughter, Everly Victoria, on June 21, 2021. Keaton often says that day changed his life completely. For him, no fame or career milestone could ever top the feeling of holding his baby girl for the first time. But fatherhood wasn't new to him. He was already a proud dad to 3 daughters, T, Callie, and Roz, from earlier relationships. Together with Maddie and Everly, they've created a beautiful blended family filled with laughter, chaos, and love. His social media often shows moments from home, playing with his kids, celebrating small victories, or just expressing how grateful he feels to be their dad. It's clear that for Keaton, success isn't measured in fame or fortune, but in family and love. And that's what makes him so unique. You rarely see someone known for raw physical power show so much tenderness. But the muscle has never hidden that side of himself. Doesn't it make you think how strength isn't just about muscles? It's about heart? Before Diesel Brothers, Keaton was actually a fitness trainer, and a remarkably successful one. He helped more than 2,500 clients reach their health goals, earning a reputation as a coach who motivated through example. It's no wonder he looked like he was carved out of steel. He lived the life he preached. That background in fitness and mentorship naturally carried over into his TV persona. Fans could sense it: the leadership, the encouragement, the belief that everyone could push harder and dream bigger. Have you ever met someone whose energy just makes you want to do better? That's what Keaton brought to the team every day. His journey on Diesel Brothers gave fans a character to truly root for. He wasn't just lifting engines, he was lifting morale. He balanced Heavy D's relentless drive and Diesel Dave's humor with his own brand of determination and heart. He reminded everyone that being the muscle wasn't only about strength, it was about endurance, loyalty, and the courage to stay grounded when life gets tough. Today, Keaton splits his time between his growing family, fitness ventures, and new projects in the automotive world. Yet no matter how far he goes, he carries the same values that shaped him: family, faith, and grit. His story proves that real strength lies not in the size of your arms, but in the size of your heart. The muscle's journey from garage to growth isn't just about building machines. It's about building character, one challenge at a time. Redbeard, the silent strength of the Diesel Brothers. Every great team needs someone who quietly keeps everything together when the pressure starts to rise. For the Diesel Brothers, that person is Josh Stewart, the man everyone knows as Redbeard. He's not the one always shouting directions or constantly turning wrenches on camera, but his influence is everywhere, in every decision, every project, and every finished truck that rolls out of the shop. Without Redbeard, the crew might still burn with passion, but they'd lack direction. He's the type who makes sure that the wildest dreams actually make it off the drawing board and onto the road. Just like his Diesel brothers, Redbeard grew up in Utah, but his path had a unique twist. While some of the others leaned toward mechanical work and heavy lifting, Redbeard's talent lay in organization and long-term strategy. Where Heavy D served as the visionary of the team, Redbeard became its operational mind, bringing structure to the unpredictable world of building huge, custom diesel machines. With Heavy D dreaming big and Diesel Dave bringing energy and entertainment, Redbeard played the vital role of anchor. He kept the whole operation balanced and reminded everyone that success, whether on TV or in the workshop, required more than horsepower and hype. It needed focus, discipline, and a solid plan to keep everything running smoothly. Beyond the workshop, Redbeard's real pride lies in his family life. He's married to his longtime partner, and together they're raising their children, the heart of his world. He often shares glimpses of this side of his life on social media, showing fans the man behind the beard, one who finds real strength in love, loyalty, and fatherhood. Being a husband and father has given him a calm, grounded energy that translates perfectly into his work. Fans often see that softer side of him when he talks about balancing the chaos of television life with the responsibilities of home. It's this balance that's made him a fan favorite, not just as a part of the Diesel brothers, but as a role model for people trying to juggle family and career with equal dedication. Inside the shop, Redbeard is the man behind the curtain, the one who never lets a single detail slip through the cracks. He manages the giveaways, coordinates events, and takes care of the logistics that most viewers never even think about. These aren't the flashy moments that make it on screen, but without them, the show wouldn't function half as smoothly. And when he does step in front of the camera, fans get a taste of his natural wit and calm energy. His trademark beard, the one that gave him his name, has become as iconic as any of the custom trucks, symbolizing reliability and strength. Some fans once wondered if his quieter presence meant he was less central to the group, but those who really paid attention quickly understood the truth. Redbeard is the glue holding it all together. He's the steady hand, the patient planner, and the one ensuring that Diesel Brothers remains more than just a TV show. It's a brotherhood built on trust and teamwork. Today, Redbeard continues to serve as the core of the operation, handling management, organization, and logistics with the same dedication as always. While others take the spotlight, he keeps the gears of the Diesel Brothers universe turning behind the scenes. Without him, the builds, giveaways, and business ventures would lose their rhythm and precision. Because in every great machine, there's a part that quietly carries the load. And for the Diesel Brothers, that part has always been Redbeard. The rise and legacy of the Diesel Brothers. Before fame, before roaring crowds, before television lights ever touched their faces, the Diesel Brothers were just a group of small-town Utah friends with wild dreams and a shared obsession for diesel trucks. Their story didn't begin on a polished Hollywood set. It began in dusty garages, cluttered parking lots, and small workshops where creativity mattered more than money. But how did a bunch of gearheads from Utah turn their passion into one of Discovery Channel's most watched shows? Every great success story has a humble beginning, and the Diesel Brothers' journey was no different. It all started with Dave Sparks, better known as Heavy D. From his early years, Heavy D was drawn to engines like a magnet. While other kids traded baseball cards or video games, he was busy pulling engines apart, studying gears, and imagining how to make them even better. He wasn't afraid to think big, and his creativity knew no limits. But every dreamer needs a partner who shares the same fire. And that's when Dave Kiley, or Diesel Dave, entered the picture. Their friendship was instant, built on humor, trust, and a mutual love for trucks. Heavy D had the vision. Diesel Dave brought the charm and personality. Together, they became unstoppable, the dreamer and the showman. pushing each other to go further than they ever imagined. At first, they weren't chasing fame. They were chasing fun, building monstrous diesel trucks that nobody else dared to create. They started posting videos online just to share their crazy builds and hilarious pranks. Their first audience? Friends, family, and a few local truck fans who happened to stumble upon their posts. But then, something magical happened. The videos went viral. People couldn't get enough of the mix of power, comedy, and pure chaos. Have you ever seen a video so wild that you couldn't help but share it? That's exactly what made the Diesel Brothers a sensation. Interestingly, the name Diesel Brothers didn't come from family bloodlines. They weren't related by DNA. They were connected by loyalty, friendship, and the kind of brotherhood that's built through hard work and shared dreams. They called themselves brothers because they lived like it, supporting one another through every greasy, sleepless night in the garage. That bond was stronger than any family name. Their beginnings were far from glamorous. Money was tight, parts were expensive, and not every build turned out right. There were moments when engines refused to start, when stress ran high, and when quitting almost seemed easier. But passion has a strange power. It pushes people forward even when everything else says stop. For the Diesel Brothers, that belief became their engine. As their online fame grew, so did their fan base. Truck lovers across the country connected with their humor, honesty, and unstoppable energy. The builds kept getting bigger, the jokes got funnier, and before long, their videos reached the producers at Discovery Channel, a network always hunting for real stories about larger-than-life personalities. When Discovery saw what Heavy D and Diesel Dave were doing, they knew it was something special. These weren't just mechanics, they were entertainers, storytellers in steel and horsepower. When Diesel Brothers premiered in 2016, it was an instant hit. Fans loved every moment, the laughs, the builds, the teamwork, and the genuine bond between the crew. Behind the scenes, they were joined by Redbeard and the Muscle, who brought balance, organization, and energy to the team. Together, they became household names, showing that hard work and friendship could turn ordinary garage life into extraordinary television. When the show wrapped up in 2022, fans were heartbroken. But the Diesel Brothers didn't see it as an ending. Instead, they saw it as a new beginning. Heavy D, Diesel Dave, Redbeard, and the Muscle had built more than a TV show. They had built a community, and that community followed them into the next phase of their journey, the digital world. Now, free from network schedules, they moved their energy to YouTube and social media, giving fans raw, unfiltered looks into their daily lives and projects. They could post whenever they wanted, share behind-the-scenes moments, and connect directly with the people who had supported them for years. Each member began to explore his own path. Heavy D continued launching businesses and new projects. Diesel Dave leaned fully into his role as a natural entertainer online. Redbeard balanced his business ventures with family life, while the Muscle focused on his fitness career and raising his daughters. Though their focus shifted, their passion for building never faded. It simply evolved. Their fans stayed loyal, proving that Diesel Brothers was never just a TV show. It was a movement, a spirit of creativity, humor, and determination. The brothers had traded television fame for freedom, but their bond and their engines kept roaring just as loud. Looking back, it's clear why the Diesel Brothers became legends. Their success came not from fame or fancy sets, but from authenticity, from the laughter, the long nights, and the love of building something from nothing. They've shown the world that endings can be disguised as new beginnings. What do you think about the incredible journey of the Diesel Brothers? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more powerful and inspiring stories just like this one. Before you go, be sure to check out the other videos now showing on your screen. You definitely don't want to miss them.